Hey, I'm Mr. Cole. Welcome to Power Oversteer, the motorsport show that is feeling corny. The 2016 Verizon IndyCar Series season picks up pace once again in July with 3 races in 4 weeks, beginning with the Iowa Corn 300 taking place around the Iowa Speedway. The short and fast oval produces some furious racing, as highlighted by the finale to this event in the past couple of years. Although it's a modern venue, it has quickly established itself as a staple of the IndyCar calendar. It takes place in the Corn Belt in Midwestern America, but what else do we know about this race? Well, let's find out now with some track facts. Located in Newton, Iowa, Iowa Speedway opened in September 2006 with a soy biodiesel 250 for the USAR Hooters Pro Cup 4 Champions Playoff, bit of a mouthful, won by Woody Howard. The 7/8 of a mile, 1.4 km long oval cost $70 million to build and was designed by Paxton Waters Architecture with influence from 1989 NASCAR champion Rusty Wallace, as the track was based on one of Wallace's most successful venues, Richmond International Raceway. The D-shaped oval features 12 to 14 degree banking in the turns, with 10 degree banking on the front stretch and 4 degrees on the back stretch. Therefore, the drivers are turning around virtually the whole track, and the race has become a very physical event for the drivers. I say the track is 7/8 of a mile long, but NASCAR measures the track as 0.88 miles or 1.42 km long, while IndyCar uses a length of 0.894 miles or 1.439 kilometers. Owned by the Manat family since its inception in July 2011, they sold the majority of their interest to the Comment family, owners of trailer manufacturer Federlight Incorporated, while Rusty Wallace remained a minority owner. However, the track hit financial difficulties, meaning NASCAR purchased the facility in November 2013. At the moment, the track hosts many NASCAR events, with 2 NASCAR Xfinity races, a Camping Wheel truck race, and a NASCAR K&N Pro Series East-West Challenge race. ARCA Stock Cars also has a race. In 2013, the venue was allowed $8 million in upgrades to help it towards its goal of hosting a Sprint Cup Series round. However, the Verizon IndyCar Series with Indy Lights this year remains as the major non-NASCAR event to visit the Speedway, having started in 2007. Back then, the Iowa Corn Indy 300 was 250 laps until they increased to 300 laps in 2014. Sponsored by Iowa Corn, highlighting the event taking place in the Corn Belt and the series commitment to the ethanol fuel industry. It was confirmed yesterday the race will take place for the next 2 years, which is fantastic. In the beginning, though, Dale and Kitty won the first event with Andretti Green Racing. The Scot would win again with Chip Ganassi racing in 2009 after Dan Weldon had won with the team in 2008. Since 2010, though, Andretti Autosports dominated the race, winning with Tony Kanaan, Marco Andretti and James Hinchcliffe, with the latter two getting their only oval wins. However, it's been Ryan Hunter-Reay who's become the Corn King with 3 wins in the last 4 events. In 2012, he was in the middle of a 3-win streak that helped propel him towards his maiden IndyCar title. In the past couple of years, he's mad dashed his way to victory in the last section of the race from Joseph Newgarden on both occasions. Despite being one of the few races Penske hasn't won, the team does hold that record with a time of 17.2283 seconds by Harry Cashnevers in 2014. After testing 3 different downforce levels with Scott Dixon and Ryan Hunter-Reay in a test at Iowa earlier in the year, the Swedes opted to use a similar high downforce setup to Phoenix, as Dixon and Hunter-Reay didn't think the low downforce setup
was the way to go for the race. Therefore, that record could be in jeopardy. And last year we saw the race actually kind of start to swing in the championship battle, as when Robert Montoya, the championship leader by a country mile, crashed out early in the race due to a suspension issue, while Scott Dixon also suffered an issue during the race, but his team managed to fix his car and grab valuable points, which proved very crucial in the end.
This event has really grown on me in the past couple of years. I wonder why, and I really do look forward to IndyCar's annual visit to the Iowa Speedway now. But who's going to be taking the checkered flag this weekend? Will be another championship changer like last year? Well, it's time for me to turn into Mystic Kev and make some terrible predictions.
Ryan Hunter-Reay with Andretti Autosport will win. Next. Okay, there might be more candidates for the win. However, with a similar era configuration to Felix being used, and with his strong history around Iowa, Hunter-Reay looks like he will fly the flag for Honda and hopefully get at least the podium he deserved in Felix. Other Honda runners to look at are Graham Rahal, who got a top 5 in Felix and has a good record of 6 top 10 finishes in 8 races around Iowa. Marco Andretti, who got his last IndyCar win here in 2011 and has 6 top 10 finishes in the 9 races so far at Iowa. And Smith-Peterson pair James Hinchcliffe, who struggled at Felix but has 3 top 10 finishes in Iowa, including his only oval win in 2013, and Mikhail Alishkin, who had a good showing in Felix until it fell apart in the second half of the race. However, it was Chevrolet who dominated in Felix, and that means Penske and Chip Ganassi should be rubbing their hands with glee. They combined for the top 4 in April, and the old rival should be competitive with all of their drivers. Simon Pagenaud leads the championship by 74 points with 7-ish rounds left, despite having only one top 5 finish in 4 races. But he finished a quiet second in Felix, and Iowa is also the place where he got his first top 5 on an oval in 2012. Helio Castroneves is his closest title rival, and has a strong record at Iowa with 7 top 10 finishes and 3 poles, including 2 of the last 3. Wheel Power doesn't have a good record at Iowa. His last top 5 finish was in 2010 from pole. However, the Australian was on the podium in Felix in his first race of this year. And Juan Pablo Montoya also doesn't have much luck here, but like Castroneves was leading strongly in Felix until a tyre problem. The Colombian's not having a great year, but you can never rule him out. On the Chip Ganassi side, Scott Dixon won in Felix and has 7 top 10 finishes in Iowa. He's a threat everywhere and has a added incentive of the short oval being one of the few places where he hasn't won. Charlie Gimbo only has 1 top 10 in 2014 here, but he's had a strong season this year, thus he should be challenging for another top 10 finish. However, Tony Kanai is my pick for the win. The Brazilian had a superb run in Felix, top 4th, has come off a great second at Road America, and has 5 podiums in the last 6 years here. He would have added to that last year in arguably his strongest race of the season, but a problem scuppered his chances. Meanwhile, my dark horse pick is the rookie Max Chilton. It's been a tough first year in IndyCar, but the bright spot came in Felix with 7th, his only top 10 finish so far. The Englishman has a good record at Iowa, having grabbed his maiden win in America in a dominant race for his team car in Indy Lights last year. Surprisingly, short oval seems to be the circuit type he's adapted to the best during his time across the pond. Also keep an eye on the other Chevrolet runners. The banged up Joseph Newgarden, who won here in Indy Lights in 2011 on the way to the title and has finished 2nd in the past couple of years. 3rd time lucky for the title contender. His boss Ed Carpenter had his best race of last season when he finished 6th and gave Sage Karam a dressing down in pit lane after a heated battle on track. The 35-year-old has struggled in the Aerokit era, but has 6 top 10 finishes in Iowa, so if there's any place he can get a result, it's here. Finally, Sebastian Bourdais isn't known for his oval Paris, but he got a top 10 in Felix despite an awful build-up and weekend up to that point. The Frenchman also scored a top 10 finish here last season, so maybe look for the KVS H racing driver to sneak into the top 10 again.
Let me know your much better predictions down below. But it's not just IndyCar that is visiting Iowa this weekend. There's also a Mazda Road to Indy Series visiting. It was also meant to be Pro Mazda, but unfortunately due to a lack of entries, the event has been scrapped. And so the season finale now at the Gunnar has become the triple header. Well, that's going to be very interesting at the end of the year. But we do have Indy Lights still going up to the Quick Speedway. And after last year's domination from Carlin and Max Chilton, who do we think is going to be taking a checkered flag this time around?
Like all the Mazda Road to Indy Series, Road America closed up the title battle in Indy Lights, with Collins' Ed Jones leading Andretti's Dean Stoneman with just 19 points, with the winner last time out, Smith Peterson's Santa Urrutia, a further 5 points back as the championship heads to the final oval round of 2016. It's easy to see Carlin winning again, the cars are the same, and Ed Jones has had superb pace this year's highlight with 6 poles in the last 7 races and 7 top 5 finishes in a row that was ended in the last race thanks to his clash with Stoneman. The Dubai-based Brit finished second to Chilton here last year and has finished second in the 2 oval races at Phoenix and Indy so far this season. Therefore, second could be a likely outcome if he doesn't win. However, I'm going for Stoneman for the win. The 25-year-old has adapted to ovals brilliantly with a fantastic aggressive run to 5th in Phoenix, then an amazing win against his title rival in the Freedom 100. He's just been strong since that oval race in April, and the momentum has swung his way from the month of May onwards. The third main title contender, Urrutia, also had a strong run in Phoenix to 4th and will be confident coming off that win. However, with Anderson gone to chase an IndyCar outing, Smith Peterson will only have rookie Andre Negrao to support him for the rest of the year. In Iowa, they are joined by the inexperienced Hermin Choi. There's a big hole of experience that Urrutia can't rely on now, and we could see the biggest effect of that on the oval, where the Uruguayan doesn't have much experience himself. Elsewhere, Pelfrey and Bilardi are down to a single car each, although they have experienced campaigners Ron Petrita and Zach Veach in those seats, respectively. Both have performed well on ovals with the Colombian at Indy, while Veach did well in the races at Phoenix and IMS, although setbacks in practice and qualifying meant he didn't get big results. That leaves Junkers, who have rookie Zachary Cayman DeMello coming off a fantastic weekend in Road America, although he hasn't shown much on ovals yet. Meanwhile, Kyle Kaiser has dropped off the title pace after winning in Phoenix, but after doing well at the only other short oval on the schedule, he can't be ruled out to get his championship aspirations back on track for a podium or better. The only thing that is for sure this weekend is that Indy Lights will be mightily competitive once again.
That's why with IndyCar, let me know your Indy Lights predictions down below. But this weekend you can catch all the action at racecontrol.indycar.com with live timing scoring off all of the sessions and video for all the Indy Lights events and for all the IndyCar apart from the race, with NBCSN covering it in America, BT Sport here in the UK, and it's available at other places around the world, wide, wherever. But I'll be back with more Power Oversteer. Probably I've got a bit of a backlog to catch up on, so thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.